Okay, so we're going to move on to talk more real estate, let's say that, about some tips and information. So some updates. On June 3rd, a bill passed to create a new annual national holiday. You might know this, Curtis, because you're on the pulse. You know what's happening. But it's a day for truth and reconciliation, September 30th. That's the day. So it's a tough topic. The rest of this, we'll talk about some different things as we go on. But this new holiday falls on September 30th. And the reason I'm bringing it up on this show is because so many people who already have live contracts with live completion dates might want to look at those completion dates and make sure they do not fall on September 30th. And recognize that September 29th is not a great completion date either for your purchase or your sale to complete. Because if there's a slightest hiccup, well, the next day is a stat. So, you know, lawyers and notaries, they usually don't like closing anything. They don't like completing any purchase agreement on a Friday, because if there's a delay in any way, then everyone's waiting till Monday. And what if possession was the Saturday, and now the buyers are having to wait till Monday because there was a little delay or whatnot with land titles or the transfer of funds. So be aware and maybe have a look at your contract if you already sold and you feel like it might be around that time. And anything new you go into, just make sure it's not the 29th and it's not the 30th, and you'll be good to go. So realtors are updated on this, and lawyers and notaries, but definitely check that. Okay, so because that happens, sometimes you put in a contract together before this announcement came out. So I want to make sure everyone knows that. So again, both September 29th and actually October 1st should be no-go zones. Okay, October 1st as well. Because, you know, and Thanksgiving falls on October 11th this year. So basically there's only going to be a 3-day week followed by a 4-day week as people sneak off on the 8th to get, you know, one final 4-day weekend at the lake or whatever. Then another 4-day week after that. So just keep an eye on that whole time frame.
And for folks like you get another Thanksgiving in November, because I know that any folks from the states that live in Canada, they take advantage of 2 Thanksgivings.
Well, why not? More turkey, more stuffing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Love it. And apple pie, don't forget, pumpkin pie. Oh, a pecan pie warmed up with ice cream. Okay, I digress. I'm thinking food now.
So am I. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Okay, what else happened was the Bank of Canada met on Wednesday and announced that they're holding the base rate where it is. No surprise there. They say the domestic economy will grow at a slightly slower pace, though, this year than it previously thought, and sees the risk from COVID-19 waning, but not enough to change the trend-setting policy rate. So the central bank said it expects the economy to grow 6% in 2021, down from its previous forecast of 6.5%. However, the bank now expects growth of 4.6% in 2022, up from its earlier forecast of 3.7%. The reason for the shift is a weaker first half of the year than the bank really expected, as the economy was hampered by lockdowns and restrictions. Now, the next scheduled date for the announcement from the Bank of Canada's overnight rate target is September 8th. So that's the next time they meet, and the next time we'll find out any other changes or information. And keep in mind that is for the Bank of Canada, all of Canada. So last week also, CMHC announced easing its underwriting criteria for mortgage loan insurance. So that is great news for people who might not know. Last year, they made huge changes of your credit score. They raised the amount of your credit score to be approved for an insured mortgage, as well as made the debt ratio really hard. But the credit score is now going down to 600, and they're lowering the service debt ratio as well. So this is really great news for buyers. They've seen that they've lost business. This is partly why they're doing this, because there's other insurers that buyers have gone to. CMHC isn't the only one. It's the most popular one. It's the most well-known one, but it's not the only one. So that is why they've lost a lot of money, because purchasers have gone to the other insurers. However, Canadian purchasers, they're using conventional mortgages. Most purchasers are putting more than 20% down or more right now. because the average price in the Greater Vancouver and the Fraser Valley, as everyone will hear in our second segment and has known, the average benchmark price is over $1 million. And if you purchase anything over $1 million, you have to put a minimum 20% down anyways. So it really hadn't affected the average purchaser all that much. And if you're an investor, you have to put a minimum 20% down anyways. So investors as well, even if they're buying something under $1 million for an investment, they still have to put 20% down anyways. So again, it didn't really affect them as well. But that is some great news. That is out there, and I wanted to share. And just quickly, before we go on break, some Western Investor headlines. I love Western Investor. They have so much valuable information in there. If you don't register, or if you're not a member, or you don't subscribe, it's a good idea to subscribe. Lots of great information there. But a couple of their headlines really quick is switching vacant Calgary offices to housing is very viable. They've got these huge office buildings that are empty or becoming empty, and they are actually thinking of converting them into housing. So that's interesting. And there's a recent immigrant who bought Victoria's Mayfair Shopping Center, and they're from China. And as a member of ARIA, which is Asian Real Estate Association of America, our annual meeting earlier this year, was all about how it's all good and there's great signs for those in China and Asia to actually invest and put their money into Canada this year, into Canadian real estate specifically. 2021, they have a highlight on Canada for real estate investing. So, people go, oh, are they buying any more here? Well, yes, they are, and especially this year. And last, new hotel plans are showing proof of life, because there's this luxury hotels coming up. It's a proposed development near Richards Olympic Oval and the Coquitlam Town Center, and a luxury hotel. So if that's not showing signs of strength of the economy, I don't know what is.
Okay, very, very cool. All right, well, we'll take a quick break here, but if people want more information about you and what you do as a realtor, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
We are back with more right after this.